Hi everyone, it's Kim and I'm going to do a video on how to activate crystal grids. Now, I do have an entire video on how to do a crystal grid from start to finish, and I'll put that link below. And I have a whole playlist on all different kinds of crystal grids, so be sure to check it out. But I get a lot of questions on how to activate a grid, so I wanted to do a video just specifically on that for you guys. So I do not have a grid to show you because it would be very hard for me to film. I'd have to set up the camera a whole different way, and if you waited for me to do that, it would probably never happen. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I activate a crystal grid. Now, there are many different ways, but I'm going to just show you a simple way in which I do it. So I have my grid, and just imagine that these are crystals. These little dots here, just imagine that those are crystals, and in the center you have your center piece. Now you can use any kind of clear quartz or any kind of wand if you want. You can use your finger, you can use a stick, it really doesn't matter. I like to use a clear quartz wand. I just think it has it's clear, the energy goes through it. I like a natural point. I know where the energy is going. I know which direction the energy is going in for sure. So personally, I like to do that. But you can also do it just using your mind. You can actually think, you can actually imagine all the crystals becoming, one. You can actually imagine them that they're all like hugging in one big, giant crystal grid group hug, You can do that. Because basically what you're doing when you activate a grid is you're combining the energy so that it's one big powerhouse, mega powerhouse of energy. Now, if you haven't done this yet, I highly recommend that you create a crystal grid. It could be small. It doesn't have to be big. Create a crystal grid and try to feel the energy of it. I have a video on how to figure out which is your receiving hand so that you can, practice this exercise. So go ahead, create a grid, try to feel the energy of it with your receiving hand. Then activate your grid and then feel the energy of the grid. I'm telling you that it is so different, and the first time I did this exercise, I was so blown away on how much more powerful the crystals were when they were connected and working as one, which is extremely symbolic when you think about it. How much stronger we are when we work together as a team. We go a lot further, a lot faster. It kind of reminds me of the Canadian geese and how, they work together flying in that V formation, Well, it's kind of like that with a crystal grid. When you connect the energies, when these energies are working together, it's huge and you can feel the difference. So try doing that. So now you can activate this using your mind, just with your mind's eye. You can imagine all of the crystals working together as a team, or you can use your finger to connect. You imagine like an energy line where you're connecting the crystals, or you can use a wand of some kind. I prefer to use the wand, but there's many different ways. There's also different techniques on doing this. You can just take your wand, your finger, whatever you're going to use, and just kind of go in clockwise circles and connect going that way. And this is a quick way. You start from the inside and go out. And while you're doing that, you're saying your affirmation and feeling it and believing it and knowing it. Really put that intention out there. You can also be more specific when you activate your grids. This is what I'm very specific about it. So you have your centerpiece. I start on the inside and I go around clockwise connecting these crystals. Then I go to the next layer, whatever that is, and I connect those crystals. And I go around, I do every layer because there's usually layers, and I connect them. And then I start at the top and I start to connect each row to the center. So I come down, I go back, I go across. I come down, I go back, across, down, back, across, down, back, across, down. So you're actually connecting the whole line to the center. And that way you're really making sure that all the crystals are connected to the centerpiece, because the center is the one that's actually sending it out. All right, so that is how I do my crystal grid activation. I think there's so many different ways. There's no right or wrong way, guys. Use your intuition on it. Have fun with it. Try different ways and see which way works best for you. Let me know in the comments below how you activate a crystal grid. I'd also love to hear if you try that exercise of feeling the energy of the grid before and after you activate it, to see if you can tell the difference. So if you're really not good at at sensing crystal energy, this is a really good exercise because it's so much more powerful. So you have a better chance of really feeling the energy of that grid. So let me know. I'd love to hear from you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, and as always, have a blessed day. Bye.